Todd Doherty, Member of Parliament for Cariboo Prince George, and today I'm coming to you from Ottawa, my Ottawa office, where I've been for the last week, fighting the good fight. But talking about fighting, I've got a good friend of mine, Aimee Cassie, with me from the Canadian Cancer Society Prince George branch. And Aimee, we are 8 days, 6 hours, 11 minutes, and 38 seconds away today from the 24-hour relay, or what normally would be the 24-hour relay, but because of COVID, we're going to be doing a relay at home.
Yes, we're really excited. We had, as you know, we had canceled all of our in-person events across the country, which has been obviously devastating for the society and for our participants. And we had so many people reach out to us and say, we have to do something. And so we've created, we worked with relays across the country and volunteers across the country to put together a relay at home. Wow. So that's going to be on June 13th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. BC time. And it's going to have all of the things that we know and love about relay. So the survivor celebrations, a beautiful luminary ceremony. We've got some entertainers. So we've got some Canadian, Brett Kissel, the Reclaws. We've got Paul Langlois from Tragically Hip. So we're pretty excited about how we've been able to adapt in some pretty crazy circumstances.
Now, I've been a part of this event for a very long time. I've lost count. I can't remember. Just recently, we celebrated our 25th anniversary of the event. And this event's near and dear to me. As you know, cancer has impacted our family negatively, and currently have my father-in-law living with us as cancer is all throughout his system, and we're fortunate enough to be able to move him into our home so that for palliative care, and especially during the COVID crisis, you know, this really means so much to so many people. I remember when in the early days when we were down at the track, and I was one of the organizers and volunteers, and how it to me, how it impressed upon the families that were there, the stories, and the kids that were playing in the middle of the track with the light shining down, and how you had the survivors that were there, and families that had lost loved ones and friends, and it just really is a poignant event that, and it's a time, it's 24 hours that I think pales in comparison to the fight against cancer. And as you know, just because we're in a COVID crisis, the fight continues. And so I made a pledge to you a number of years ago that as long as you are doing the 24-hour relay, I will continue to walk the 24 hours. And I'm going to still walk 24 hours if you're okay with it. And we will do, well, the final plans aren't met yet as to where we're going to be doing it, but it will be in our community. I just feel so strongly about this. I love the event. I'm going to miss being able to walk with survivors, to be able to talk about the impact with the families. But I know that there are families that are longstanding participants of the relay, and I'm wondering if you can tell us what other people are doing.
Yeah, so it's I echo what you're saying. It's hard to put into words the thought of a year without our physical event, because it is such a cornerstone for so many of us in our year, because it's a time for reflection. It's a time to remember those that we've lost to cancer. And it's also a time for us to get around that track and cheer on our survivors. And I think that does so much more than I think we can even comprehend, because they do have a community behind them in their fight. And so it's difficult that we won't be able to do it as we've normally done it in the past. But I also think there's been some amazing times and amazing stories that have come out of what teams are doing to continue to relay. So they're partaking in the virtual relay, and then they're going out walking in their neighborhoods. A number of teams have said we've got each participant taking on a 2-hour, committing to a 2-hour walk, so we can walk for the full 24 hours as a team, not necessarily walking at 2 o'clock in the morning, but the duration is 24 hours. It all adds up to 24 hours. And, I think that's pretty incredible that the spirit of relay is still there. I don't think we ever doubted that it was there, but it is, those stories do really, they're very touching to know that people believe so strongly in this. Cancer touches far too many of us.
Yeah.
And this is something that we can do to unite across the country. And, we've got some Prince George flavor in there because we are quite unique in what we do and what we can accomplish in Prince George. And it's something we should all be incredibly proud of. And this year is no different.
Are we still the only 24-hour relay in the country?
We are. So we are the only 24-hour relay in the country, and I'm looking forward to next year when we can all come back together and
Yes.
relay like we do and be louder and prouder about it, because it is so important. It does have such an incredible impact for people in the north and people right across the country.
I have to say that walking 24 hours is one of the hardest things that I've ever done, and um, every year it gets, I don't think it gets any easier, but what buoys us on is the survivors that come and walk with us, or the family
Yeah.
members that come up and say thank you. Um, and I don't do it because I'm a member of parliament. I don't do it because I'm a leader within the community. I've been part of this this event for so long that it's part of our fiber.
Yeah.
And I relay because I believe there's going to be a day that we find that cancer cure, that the diagnosis of cancer isn't a life sentence.
Yeah.
I relay for the survivors. I relay for the family members, those that are left behind, and I relay for those that that we've lost in the fight. And I relay because uh, I know that it has such an immeasurable impact.
Yeah.
And I just want to say thank you to you and your team. This year is obviously different, but you guys keep the fight going year round. It's one day out of the year for me, and others, but you're in this fight year round, whether there's a global crisis.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping that our numbers are where they need to be to ensure that we're staying strong. We've got some incredible cancer, those that are in the fight, like the Wheeling Warriors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Karen Piche, who's the Wheeling Warriors, have raised over $1 million
Yeah.
to date. I think it was in 7 years, I believe, like since
Yeah.
2013.
Yeah.
And we had Team Diller that keep raising
Oh,
over and over
they're
again. And
incredible.
I just think we've got some incredible, I want to say cancer champions, but that's probably not the right word. But we've got some incredible community champions that are out there. And I'm really going to miss walking and seeing these people. I'm going to miss the midnight to
I
7
know.
a.m. and
With
Kyle's
Kyle.
with Kyle Sampson DJ show. I think there's probably going to be some that are not going to miss that. But I, for one, that is the longest period, is the midnight to 7. But I've got an idea of what I'm going to do. It won't be as booming, but I might have to have my son up there with some form of stereo, just with that music rocking, right? In any event, my friend, I just, how can people donate?
So people can donate relayforlife.ca. If you go /Prince George, it'll take you to all of our Prince George teams, all of our Prince George participants. You can donate there. We've also got, when we stream the virtual event on our, we will stream it on our Prince George Facebook page. So if you haven't liked that page, head on over Prince George Relay for Life page. We will have a link to donate there as well. And throughout the broadcast, there will be opportunities to donate. You know, we're trying to make it as accessible as possible for everybody and let people relay in the way that works best for them during this really crazy time. And really, you know, our volunteers, they work all year. I think a lot of people don't realize that our volunteer team, they don't take a break. They are right back at it right after the event, debriefing and looking at what we can do next year. So, you know, I really have to say a big thank you to them because they have adapted to, as everyone has, some really crazy times, and they're looking at, okay, how can we still keep this spirit alive in Prince George? So we're asking participants and teams to put signs out in your driveway or on your lawns that you're a relay team, so that when you've got participants walking your neighborhoods, you'll see those team signs similar to like what we see at the track itself. So that's something we're doing. We're asking people to display their luminaries. You know, the luminary ceremony is such a key component to relay. And part of that is walking around and reading the bags, reading what, because it is a bag, but it's so much more. It represents a life, it represents love. So, you know, putting those out for people to see, sharing your passion, updating your participant center, sharing it on social media, just show people why you relay, who you relay for. And we can unite in a different way. And I think, you know, I've said this a number of times to a lot of participants that I'm talking with. If COVID has done nothing else, it has made us very creative. And so we're just getting creative in what we do and keeping that spirit alive again so we can come back louder and stronger and prouder next year.
Maybe now more than ever, we need this.
Yeah, I would completely agree, because I think, you know, it's scary right now. It's scary for everybody with COVID. When someone is walking through cancer with the COVID situation going on, that is an incredibly scary time. And so anything that we can do to lift people up and let them know that there is something very positive going on in our community, I think we have to do that. You know, it's such a great cause. Cancer affects 1 in 2 people. And that's mind-boggling. You know, we do great things in the North, and this is something we can be really proud of, and we'll just do it in a different way this year, and that's okay.
It is okay. But I still think there's going to be a way. I believe that we're going to maybe, hopefully, even outpace what we've done before. What have we raised lifetime through?
So we are just over 7.4 million that Prince George has brought in with the Prince George Relay. This would have been our 28th year, heading into year 30. So we're picking up steam as we do head into year 30, where we're going to do some big celebrations. And I think, you know, with like many other things, there's just a new appreciation for when we can return to doing things that we used to do, albeit with some precautions in place. I think there's that new appreciation. So that's where I really think there's pockets of the country where relay is really prominent. Prince George is absolutely leading the charge there. And so I'm looking forward to that.
It's amazing that when we relay, how we see how many people come from other areas, other jurisdictions.
Yes, it's crazy. I'm phoning all of our participants just to let them know this is what we're doing this year. Do you have questions? Because those relationships are so important. And a lot of our participants are from Vancouver, from the Kootenays,
Alberta, even.
Alberta. We've got a couple of teams up in Mackenzie that are huge supporters. We've got some people that come in from 100 Mile House. Like it's, you know, we're pretty far reaching. And I think we don't always remember that. So it's again, something we can be really proud of.
Well, my friend, I know it's a busy day for you, and you on June 13th, 2020, starting at 4 to 6 p.m. I will start my walk at 10 a.m. as we normally do on that day. And then I will walk till 10 a.m. on Sunday, June 14th. Um, and maybe you and I can social distance and do a lap or two.
Absolutely. And I would just encourage people, registration is free. So if you've thought about joining, or you've come down for dinner at Relay in the past, register, join us, partake in a mini virtual relay, relaying in a different way. And yeah, everyone's welcome. So we'd love
Well,
to have you join us.
on that point, you have your Instagram and you have your social media. We should encourage people to actually take pictures on how they are
Yes,
relaying at home,
yes.
how they are still participating, and post it and tag you guys. Tag me as well.
Yes, post
'Cause
it, tag
yeah,
it, and also hashtag relay at home. We've got, because it's a national broadcast, we're going to be going through all of those images and sharing them on the live broadcast,
yeah.
and calling out to people. And again, we know Prince George does it different than everyone else, so so let's celebrate together and really tag people. Hashtag really take social media by storm.
I think we can do it.
I think we can too. I'm pretty excited.
That's awesome, my friend. Have a great day,
You too.
and I look forward to hearing from you over the next couple, well, 8 days, 5 hours, 56 minutes, and 16 seconds. Let's kick the crap out of cancer.
Yes,
Let's kick it to the curb, and let's really rock this relay this year. I think we can do it.
absolutely. I know we can. Thank you so
Awesome.
much, and thank you for your support. We'll talk to you soon.
It sounds good.
Thanks.